Hi, everyone, and welcome you on the next episode of Business Masters podcast, where we speak with different business owners from various industries throughout the world about the scale in the business, different struggles and opportunities on the markets, and improving their businesses. And now, the guest is George Gabriel, who is the founder and owner of real estate agency in Dubai. Today, we will speak about market conditions and everything connected to real estate. Hi, George. It's really great to meet you.
Hi, Eugene. Thank you very much. And I hope you're doing well. It's always a pleasure to join you in your podcast.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me in your podcast today.
Yeah, that's amazing. Before we go deep into the specific details about the real estate and trends, could you please tell a couple of words to the listeners? I guess some of them already watched you from the previous episodes and videos. I wanted to ask the question, how about your history, about your story of going to the real estate world, and how you actually started and why you was attracted to by this field and how did it happen. So yeah, it's really great to hear.
As we have already discussed my entry into real estate and a little background about myself, I'm happy to revisit that conversation. I've lived in Dubai for over 15 years now, and I invest in Dubai real estate, both residential and commercial. I'm also married to a real estate consultant who's been practicing real estate for a very long time and who's been living in this country for over 25 years. So when I moved to Dubai, I was more into the events industry where I was working with large corporates across the world, connecting those corporate companies with Middle Eastern based manufacturing companies and government institutions and quasi government institutions. While I was traveling for work, I met with a lot of business owners who were always fascinated about how things work in Dubai and how things work in UAE. So, as part of my work, I started consulting with them in terms of opportunities in Dubai and UAE in general. When it comes to investments, I always talk about Dubai's real estate investment because I'm an investor myself, right? And when I started seeing the city emerging into different heights and opportunities, I thought this is the time that I dedicate myself to this industry, the real estate industry. I started working with big developers because there are very few big developers that are available in the market today. And there are a lot of tier two, tier three, smaller developers who are also available. When I started working with big developers, it opened me to the ideology of how cities like London, New York, Mumbai, or Paris, who are mostly mature markets and have been established, gave me a perspective of where Dubai is and what it means for a city that is emerging and the opportunities it offers. To talk about the tax free income or the growth in capital of real estate investments and the future upside of tackling the demand for the people who are moving in to Dubai and calling themselves, I was confident this is the time I should launch my own agency. And I did launch my own agency. As I've always had good connections with international investors, I started connecting with them and we wanted to keep our company boutique and high trust approach where investors who would like to enter Dubai would always consider our company and our expertise for them to make a well informed decision. So that is how I entered Dubai, and I have zero regrets that I'm working in the Dubai real estate industry as a consultant. I'm very happy that you asked me this question so I'm able to share my story with your viewers. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really amazing because not every person acts as an investor. So basically, you're acting on both sides of the spectrum. You are helping people find the best investment opportunities and solutions in Dubai, and at the same time, you are eating your own biscuits, as they're called, eating your own cookies. And my question also connected to your agency because you told that you act as the really different type of the agency because it's more boutique and it specializes for a specific people for the specific needs. And how you describe your agency besides that? Is this style affects your method of work or like the amount of people you have or different structures? Could you elaborate how does it work in your specific situation and how it will benefit more or works differently with investors?
Sure. Today, if you look at Dubai, there are over 40,000 real estate consultants and brokers in the market, and thousands of brokerages and consultancies operating in Dubai. Now, as I mentioned, the way we differentiate ourselves is first thing, we are very boutique, we are niche, we are bespoke. We do not operate in large scale. We operate more towards investor focused approach. So we are a team of about 10 people. Deliberately, we have kept our team lean, but we are very specialized. When I say very specialized, we work on twofold. We work on off plan projects, which are under construction, the pre construction phase projects that potentially gives you high return on investment and high capital appreciation. The second fold is talk to a lot of businesses who would like to come to Dubai, establish their operations in Dubai, and most importantly, secure themselves a commercial property so that they are able to not just be here, but also operate in this great city of Dubai. And though we are focused on Dubai, we have our base across the world. We work extensively with investors from India, Africa, Europe, US, and even Russia. Most of the investors that we work with are viewing Dubai as an emerging city that offers the best capital appreciation, stability, and security for their investments. And they look at their own market and compare what they do not get or what their own city or market is no longer providing, and they are able to compare that with the growth and the future upside of Dubai as a market. So we hone in on that and position ourselves not as a salesperson. It's more of understanding the challenges, the objectives of these investors. Because today, what you fail to see in a market that is very hot like Dubai, and especially real estate, and with tens and thousands of brokers and brokerages and consultancies operating from Dubai, what people tend to observe is that everybody comes across as salesy. They want to sell a project, sell a property, sell a developer. But we do not want to be in that realm or in that category of brokerages or consultancies because we understand that each and every investor and his objective or her objective is completely unique to his or her requirement. I work with families that come down who would like to settle in Dubai, who would like to move in after 3, 4 years and call the investment their home. I work with investors who only care about numbers. Is my money making money? Am I able to hit the numbers that is competitive to other portfolios that I have? Because most of the investors who are international diversified, right? And today people don't talk about diversification and how Dubai real estate industry can be one of the asset class that they can diversify into. Because today everybody is focused on selling a project, but not on the objectives of that investment. Our deliberate approach is to make sure that we consult based on the investor's requirement, understand what is their objectives, and match a product that suits the best and that provides the maximum value for their investment. And this we see extensively from investors from Africa because most of them do not live in Dubai. They don't have any intentions to live in Dubai. And all they care about is, will my money be safe, secure, and will I yield the best rental return or return on equity? We see a lot of Indian investors who are moving into Dubai because of the tariffs and the turmoil in terms of trade between US and India. A lot of Indians are focusing on Dubai as a market. We have to approach them in terms of understanding what kind of business they run. Are they looking to set up their business here? And with our extensive network here in the region, we are also able to consult with them on the right kind of licenses and help them secure their commercial property, a property to live in and invest for diversification of their portfolio. So this is our turnkey solution that we provide. When you come to us, we are not just your sales broker, we are your partner who will help you to completely set a foothold here in Dubai and secure your investment and your business. So that is, in a nutshell, our core business, and that's what we are mainly focused on.
Yeah, understood. And that's really great. And I now understand why you have this flexible structure and boutique agency, because you act as the trust person for people who would like to know the landscape and have the trusted partner for themselves. Even though they are not planning to go to Dubai and want to diversify, this is the person they can trust who covers them in terms of understanding the differences on the landscape, the laws, the licenses, the best options, etc. And it's a great strategy for the long term, because we all know that, of course, you can sell the property, you can do this or that deal, but at the end of the day, it's all about the relationships with the people, the amount of trust you have, recommendations from them, and the quality of your work. And it's really great. I now understand a little more about your structure. My question is about the processes inside your agency. I guess this is common in most real estate agencies in Dubai and other countries. If you have the boutique agencies and you told that you have 10 people, I know there are a lot of processes, but they're not complicated if you're professional and you have 15 plus years of experience. But they are repetitive tasks which might overwhelm the team or you at some point, and where you can spend a lot of time on. Do you have any specific struggles or ideas in mind where such processes can overwhelm the team, which can be automated or improved or substituted with AI or other things? It would be great to hear your ideas as well.
Operating a boutique agency in Dubai is a balancing act, because you have the challenge of competing with a large brokerage firm who's got 300, 400 employees. And on the other hand, you also have to maintain a personalized and high trust approach. In a competitive and fast changing market like Dubai, you might lose your approach, ethos, mission, and values. The biggest challenge is the mundane tasks, repetitive in nature and could be redundant at times. The challenge here is mainly keeping our investors educated who are from mature markets, basically, because most of the investors who come from mature markets already have a set of ideas when it comes to real estate investments. They have leverages from financial institutions and other factors. Sometimes they underestimate Dubai being a young city, not mature enough. They also, the challenge here is to keep them updated on a constant basis. Today, with the help of AI, we are working with companies and agencies to help us in automating tasks like pushing content out, keeping our marketing in an automated stream. They are helping us to build new AI agents that can talk to these investors and understand whether they're really looking to invest or they have any other requirements and queries that needs to be addressed, because that becomes a very challenging job when you have a lot of investors calling you day in and day out, and you're not able to optimize your time. Your agents and yourself are talking to multiple people on a daily basis, where it is not productive enough to steer the company forward. Most of the time it is lost in talking to potential clients who requires our help genuinely but will not be transacting, because at the end of the day, your question is, as a business, what are our challenges? Our challenges is to keep these segregation or differentiation of who are transacting clients and who are not transacting. We are resorting to AI technologies, working with one of the best people in the market who are helping us in the AI part of it, automating the marketing side of it. Eugene, you're part of that journey with us, helping us in multiple ways to automate that. The first challenge is educating the clients. The second challenge is differentiating the transacting clients from clients who are just looking for information. And the third and most important is automating the communication between our clients and us in terms of emails, invoicing, and paperworks, and so on and so forth. Though Dubai is not a very complex when it comes to paperwork because everything is done on blockchain. Dubai is the first city to adopt blockchain technology in the real estate industry. Every transaction registered on the blockchain. For us, the paperwork is minimal compared to many established markets like US or European cities. So we want to optimize communication and have a seamless onboarding of our clients, making sure the paperwork and regulatory aspects are being educated and recorded both in a secure way, and continue the conversation post transaction, keeping them updated on how their portfolio is performing in Dubai and their return on investments, updates on an off plan or a pre construction phase project to tell them, hey, this is where your investment stands, and this is the stage of completion of projects, the completion of payments, so on and so forth. That is a challenge, and we are optimizing all these key elements using AI technology today.
Yeah, that's amazing. And we spoke about that previous time. So basically, it's really helpful with the digitalization of everything and starting, as you described, the blockchain in the real estate, because it simplifies a lot of processes, but at the same time, it still creates the need to educate people, as you mentioned. In most cases, you need to have the specific base for that. You need to train and send relevant information to these people and remember the history of communication, for example, the expectations, so it's likes or dislikes in terms of real estate. My question here was also in terms of so basically you described that you are struggling with communication with the specific investors, but are there any specific struggles with attracting potential people or managing the apartments besides updating the reports to these people? Maybe the deal flow or the webinars part, meeting with them and pre-qualifying them on the lead stage. How does it work in your case?
So, what we usually do is walk you through the process. First is attracting new clients. We use a lot of outreach programs, both digitally and physically, to attract new clients, take advantage of our services. As we are very focused on relationship building, we focus our efforts on a face to face level. No matter how much technology could play a role, it is always that personal human touch that creates trust and bond. Here we are talking about multi-million dollars worth of investments, which means you're not just going to trust a system or a report, but you would also want to talk to a human being who's going to handle your investments for you, who can give you real life scenarios and real life outcomes of living and investing in a market like Dubai. So we do a lot of international roadshows. So we travel to US, to India, to Europe, to Africa. Almost every month we have one or two roadshows that we plan across the world. Meet with people and take the help of technology by running advertisements, digital marketing, and we generate leads and meet them face to face. We give private consultations where we sit with them on a one on one basis, understand their requirements, their objectives, and clarify all their questions, and have educational sessions if they are first time investors who have never been to Dubai. We facilitate their travel to Dubai. We take care of developer liaison, site visits, everything while they are here, and make sure that all their questions are answered and they have all information so they can take a well-informed decision. Then we also use a lot of associates where we have people across the world who partner with us, who have a huge network of investors in their cities, in their countries, where they arrange for webinars and seminars or a roundtable conversation on a Zoom or other digital platforms. We pick a topic, run a survey with these international investors that are coming through our associates. They tell us what are the pressing questions that they need answers to. Then we set up a date, get all the possible information, and have a roundtable discussion or a webinar or a seminar, and we answer the questions these investors have. What does this ensure? First, we are not trying to tell them to buy a property, but first satisfy them with the questions that has been lingering in their head. We give them a full-fledged information about all the pressing situations that they have, so they have more ammunitions to tackle the investment fabric of Dubai. We talk about return on investments, taxes, we talk about the entry cost, we talk about exit strategy, we talk about capital appreciation, we talk about everything very transparently to build trust so that when they are ready, it ensures a consistent deal flow. This is what we do. And the biggest part of our business comes from word of mouth and referrals. Because once we have helped an investor and shown him the right returns that we have promised, then he is going to be loyal to us and he is going to refer our services to his friends and family. So that's the biggest, I would say, number one deal flow for us is through word of mouth and referrals. So we have a lot of satisfied clients from Africa, Russia, India, Europe, and US, and they're all opening up their black book of network and recommending our services. In all of this, we take the help of technology and we are trying to automate a lot of process in this effort. And we also have now data points from all these webinars and seminars that we host, the roadshows that we do with interactions. We are planning to use this information in a way that it can educate us on where our focus should be. Any information that is not analyzed and put to use is of no use. We are working with partners like yourself to understand how we can put all these data that we collect and make it into an actionable effort.
Yeah, this is a really interesting and unique model because you cannot automate everything. The risk of reputation and the price for mistake is high because it's multi-million-dollar investments. You need to combine personalized concierge approach to consultation and partnerships, and at the same time, peer-to-peer communications with specific people. At the same time, you need some automation to scale faster because you still need like some kind of the proofread or accept the information based on the relevance, fact checking, etc., which can be distributed. Yeah, and we spoke about that previously as well. This is the beauty of AI. AI can drastically increase your profitability and scalability, but if you do not have the right information to train it, you will be in trouble. The more accurate information you have, the better results will be. It's like the algorithms in Google or Meta, which can train themselves based on what you input. And that's why you need to digitize. It doesn't matter whether you're in this industry or different industry in any part of the world. You need to digitize your company and have some kind of the second brain where you store all the information about your calls, notes, ideas, tasks, etc. When you have this centralized place, you can use any automation, any AI agent, which can connect to this brain and improve the profitability in the company. Unless you have this information, this is really, I think, great mistake, which helps and do not help you to go beyond some limits on your journey. My question here in terms of scaling and automation in general here, it's a hypothetical question. So if you are not limited with any resources and you have the ability to do everything inside your business today or tomorrow, what would be the first three things or two things you would automate or do differently with the technology in your company?
The biggest challenge is lead quality, over dependence on portals, and the amount of time wasted on repetitive tasks and clients where we do not have any understanding of whether they're transactional or non transactional. We see a lot of agents struggle with differentiating themselves in a crowded market like Dubai. Because as I mentioned, Dubai has thousands of agents, very few are truly investor focused, right? This is also a challenge for self as a broker or a consultant. How do I differentiate myself in this overcrowded market? If I have unlimited resources, I would invest is a first thing, automated lead tracking, where I understand where the leads are coming from and who they are. I will move into automating the screening of a client to understand this need, to prioritize whether he is an immediately transacting client or he needs time or he's just looking for information. He needs more confidence about the market, how to segregate and differentiate each lead and profile them, lead profiling. Marketing keeps evolving. We always have to invest in digital marketing. We need good CRM systems because we're just scratching the surface here. So we need good CRM systems so everything can be logged in, which we are currently working on. We want client onboarding where all the documents are verified and processed smoothly, a follow-up communication. We will be completely focused when we have unlimited resources. On top of this, we are also looking to invest in building a global investor education platform. With all the knowledge we have and the knowledge the industry has, we want to create a platform where one can have a side by side comparison with established cities like London, New York, Mumbai, Brisbane, and look at factors like ROI, return on equity, taxation, growth potential, exit strategies. So they have a side by side comparison and all the questions in terms of legal front, asset classes, returns, the yield generated, and the exit strategy all combined. We want to give them a educational platform. Now, if I have unlimited these resources, these are the things that I will be focusing on, and I'll make sure that Dubai's story is told in every major capital in the world.
Yeah, that's a really great thing. Because yeah, we spoke previous time and I was really fascinated how Dubai transferred from almost nothing. And you have on the background the map of the Dubai as well. There was nothing, there no water, no resources. And in 20, 30 years, it appeared in the oasis and it's completely changed the landscape of everything going on in the world. So it's like the next one. Speaking about the portal, yeah, it's a really interesting thing because in most cases, as you mentioned, most people do not even understand and can just read the right and the proofread information about the specific industry, the specific sector, or the specific country, because there are so many misunderstanding information and it's not relevant on the native language, which is hard to understand for people who might have the money and invest in the country. And my question here is more like the general in terms of the real estate market and the outcome. Do you think that the real estate environment is going to be more digitized and more agencies and brokers will work closely with digital solutions, automation, AI? Do you think it's helping them to be more productive?
See, today in a technologically advanced times, you can get all the information in a click of a button. You could go online, you can Google, today you can chat GPT, you have a lot of tools where you can reach out and take leverage of the AI technology and get a lot of answers. And Dubai being the adapter of a lot of newer technologies at a very early stage, the information is available everywhere. However, what would give an investor confidence is after going through all that information online, understanding certain criteria, you still want to talk to someone who has lived in the country, who understands how the local laws work, how the local investment scene works. Because I tell you what, it's like you might see when you want to travel, right? Say you decide, hey, you know what, I'm going to go to New York City, right? Let's assume you've never been to New York City and you would like to go for the first time. The first thing anyone would do is get on Instagram or Facebook or Google and say things to do in New York City. You would get a lot of information, photos, videos, reviews, vlogs, and blogs that talks about how great New York City is, things that you can do. And today you can use ChatGPT and create an itinerary, so on and so forth, right? But when you land in New York City, you will realize, hey, whatever I've read, whatever ChatGPT gave me, there is much more to that when I talk to a person who's been living in New York. Because it might give you the best restaurants, Michelin star restaurants, the great rides or entertainment amenities for your family to have fun. But there are always these local hidden gems which you would not get the real culture or the aspect of a city unless you have had a conversation with someone who's been living in that city. And maybe he would take you to a hole in the wall restaurant, but that would have been the best food you've ever tasted in a trip to New York City. So that is how every technology and every aspect of life comes from, including your investments. Today, when you come to Dubai, the first thing you notice is a great airport. Dubai operates around 96 million passengers a year. Not everyone comes to Dubai. We have 18 to 20 million people who are visitors to Dubai, but 90 to 100 million passengers who are passing through Dubai, right? Now, when everybody was come to Dubai for the first time, the first question I asked them if I get a chance to meet them, right? Hey, what do you think of Dubai? They would say, I've always wanted to come to Dubai because I've passed through Dubai International Airport so many times, and the airport fascinates me. Airports are the business card of a city. Many people don't step into your city, but they look at your business card and wonder, if this is the experience I can get in an airport, what kind of experience will I get in Dubai? Technology can give you a lot of aspects for you to know about investments, read about the numbers, look at charts, graphs, and everything. But only when you talk to someone, especially when it comes to multi-million dollar deals, would you understand, yes, this is the asset class I can invest in.
Got it.
I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you because if you mentioned the example of New York, ChatGPT won't give you the answer from in comparison to person who lived there for 40 years and was like a small kid and went to the specific restaurant, cafe or hotel and had some beautiful memories. He can tell you that this door guy has this unique style. Maybe on the reception they give you chocolate which is completely unique, and this is really valuable in one-to-one communications and professional communications, a personalized approach when you deal with people who are on top of their profession and have huge experience, can give you insights about the specific country laws, geography, which can save you actually 10 plus years of your experience. Of course, you can do that, but we all have one life, and most people just want to be professionals in other fields and they don't have time to know about that. And this is where this part comes in handy. So I do not have any more questions. Maybe you have any final words from your side to our watchers and listeners in terms of the parts of Dubai, or maybe real estate, landscape, automation, or scaling the business in this case.
Real estate is moving in from a very speculative phase to institutional phase today because Dubai has got a clear vision in terms of economic agenda, which is going to be achieved by 2033, which we have covered in our previous podcast. They have a structure for the entire city by 2040, what is going to be the urban development and where Dubai is going to be situated area wise and location. From a speculative market, we've moved to an institutional market and are expecting a lot of funds family offices and long-term investors, not just people who would like to buy and flip. Gone are those days where flippers were ruling Dubai market. Given a huge tax benefit, upscale lifestyle, and the global positioning where everybody who wants to now trade with US is looking to set up a shop in Dubai and see how they could take advantage of the tariff war by using Dubai as a location. Dubai has got only 10% tariff. UAE in general has got only 10% tariff with US, unlike 50% and 100% for other countries. So Dubai is becoming one of the top 10, in fact, top three global hub, not just a regional hub anymore for Middle Eastern countries. It is now the global hub for the world, right? So this is the time you have to be in Dubai. Visit Dubai at least once. So you experience the city, the safety, the lifestyle, the quality of life that you will get here compared to your own city or any other cities that you would have visited or lived in. Talk to experts like us. We are here to guide you. We are here to answer all your questions. We would like to meet with a lot of investors. Eugene, bring your investors who have genuine questions and genuine interest about being in Dubai, not just investing in real estate, but also to open businesses here. We have our partners, and we also have a team that is exclusively working on companies who are setting businesses here. And we would like to educate all of them and welcome everyone to this beautiful city and give them a really global city that they can take advantage of. They can make use of the opportunities and expand their business and their personal horizon here in Dubai.
Great. I will put the contacts of yours and your company in the description, and also the links for the previous episodes where you can listen and watch about the Dubai landscape, investing in different asset classes in Dubai, and what is going on, and about the plan. We discussed it on the previous part. And yeah, we connected to my personal thing, just managing companies, and we're also thinking in targeting on the Dubai in terms of digitalization and some general businesses. This is a great place to work with. Let's and hope that it was useful for you. If you have any additional questions, feel free to ask them in the comment sections or share this video with your peers so we can bring more value to other audience and general audience all over the world. Thank you so much. See you next time, and come to Dubai.
Thank you very much, Eugene. Anyone who's watching this, please share this video to whoever you think it would help and comment your questions. And the more questions you ask, me and Eugene can tailor answers to them and give you the right kind of guidance and clarity on your queries and doubts about Dubai in general, in real estate, or setting up shop in Dubai. And of course, follow Eugene so that you would understand the other kind of businesses that he is into and how he is empowering investors, entrepreneurs to take advantage of his network, including me, and the technology that could help you set up your own businesses to move forward and work efficiently. Thank you
Okay.
once again for your time, and have a good one,
Thank you.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you, Eugene. Bye-bye.